Start over on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
With like a little commenting.
Yeah, so make sure you check his Facebook page and then post it to ours.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
By the way, we got over 1,200 people in this contest. It's been like a
Sweet.
week. Yeah.
Sweet.
And I was at a show. Jeff did like a Sleeveless Records show in Vancouver the other day. And he had some young guns that had won like remix contests on Skio from his competition. And some of those guys made Ill Gates remixes, and I heard them playing it live
Oh
on
wow, awesome.
on
That's
a
amazing.
here on the weekend, and people were fucking going off.
That's
Like,
sick.
yeah, it was dope.
Okay, so I think it's going. I know it's going on YouTube. I can see it on my YouTube. I'm just checking on Facebook. I think it's live. I think it's live.
Yep, you're live on Facebook.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go over to my Facebook and get ready to do the chat. Okay, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to this fun live stream where it's going to be part of a series of live streams where I'm going to introduce you to all of the very cool people that I have chosen to work with for my flying remix contest. So I figured, starting at the beginning would be a good move. So I'm first going to introduce you to my very dear friend Omri, who runs a very cool project out of Vancouver that is called Skio. And Skio is basically this new kind of online music marketplace idea that connects artists, remixers, managers, record labels, etc., and has really kind of like paved the way for a lot of people to get their toes wet in the industry and network and kind of like make the connections that are propelling their labels and their artists into the future of what they're doing. So yeah, it's a very, very exciting platform. I first met Omri at the SF Music Tech Summit a couple years ago. I did a workshop there on finger drumming, which you can stream on my website, producerdj.club. It's one of the workshops in there. But yeah, so we're live and we are able to answer questions. So please, listen and enjoy. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm just getting the chat window up here. Okay, I think I got it. Yes, the chat window is live. Okay, so chat window is live on my YouTube and on my Facebook. So yeah, please excuse, I don't have all my fancy streaming stuff. I'm still in the process of moving. I just got a couch this week, so. But yeah, I'm gonna go get my streaming stuff next week, so then I won't have headphones and the audio will sound better. Okay, right. So without further ado, Omri, welcome to the live stream, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having us. And it's been almost like a dream come true getting this contest together. Like you said, a couple years ago we met in San Francisco, having a quick conversation about what Skio could be. You definitely helped inform us build out our very early beta prototype. So I feel blessed to have you and a lot of the other partners involved in this one and give an opportunity to all these young creators and producers out there. So thank you so much for having us. I'm excited to tell the world about what Skio is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is I couldn't think of a better host for the remix contest, and yeah, I know what started as a night out of dueling pianos and stuff at that Ethiopian restaurant ended up in this now. This is great. This is great. Yeah, there's no one I'd rather host the remix contest with. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Skio, about basically what the platform is, and then here I'll go call up Skio on my web stream here, skiomusic.com. And okay, cool. So now all the people can see Skio. So Skio, very, very cool website. As you can see here, there's like a marketplace, and then you can get the rights to remix people's tracks and put them out on your SoundCloud and everything without getting them pulled. So very, very cool. Here is the page for our contest. Very very fun contest that they're hosting, and you can win all types of stuff and things. But yeah, there's 50 days left for you to remix this track "Flying" with Jackie Rain and Stefan Jacobs. You can see people have been submitting remixes. I'm really excited checking them out. Some of them are pretty good. But yo, why don't you tell us a little bit about the vision for Skio, and just kind of what it is, what's the problem you're trying to solve?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you guys could tell, Dylan, you just mentioned it is a marketplace. We like to think of this as almost like an Airbnb and SoundCloud or LinkedIn mixed for producers, for creators. It's designed to help just simplify the process of doing business and legal, so musicians and creators like us can just focus on making more music without getting tied into things that are going to pull them out of their creative process. For me personally, a few years ago, my remixes getting taken down for copyright infringement was the beginning of a problem that has since grown to be a massive problem for a lot of people in
Oh,
the industry.
terrible! Ebrom, they took his whole SoundCloud down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even artists who are just putting their own content up sometimes run into issues with, the robot lady flagging it, saying this is a copyright infringement, and there's no real people to interact with, and everything in technology has been moving in the direction of policing and tracking it and taking it down, but nobody is there to help clear rights. So that's where we saw an opportunity. Our CEO, my brother, was a copyright lawyer. There was something eating away at his soul when he was writing these contracts for musicians, understanding how much was wrong with the way that the licensing environment was going, and the way that the tools were pushing everybody towards thinking of their content as being, stolen, when creators are actually engaging with it, when fans are showing their appreciation and inspired to work with something. So if you think about it, your music, I actually came across you a long time ago as an Ableton instructor, learning how to download templates on my APC40 and throwing them to my DJ sets. I used to actually take your sample packs and use them in my live shows too. And
That's what they're for.
Yeah. And what we're trying to do here is make sure that, when you use content from another artist, you should be able to give them props and give them credit. And it shouldn't necessarily cost you money, but at the very least, you should be following that artist. You should be having some sort of meaningful interaction where, they get the value and the data of who you are and where you are. And if your music reaches more people, if there's an opportunity to give you a connection to a professional artist, Skio is there to help just make those happen seamlessly. So people like you can connect with your fans and distribute your music to other creators. And creators can find other artists like you, and whether it's managers or labels or A&Rs in our community, and do things the proper way. It's clean, it's above table, it's transparent, it's bringing democracy to the music industry. It's all of these things that we wish we had when we were first starting out as musicians, to learn, to develop. And you don't have to do it in a shady way of spamming people and hoping that somebody's going to pick it up, or stealing content and hoping nobody's going to notice it. There's a better way. And Skio is here to kind of help these artists navigate the next few years of how we approach the digital music industry.
Very, very cool. One thing that I thought was really innovative was that you're saying that contract negotiations, for example, can often really bog down the process of making releases happen. And why don't you tell us a little bit about like how Skio is helping to make contract negotiations for artists and labels a lot easier?
Sure, totally. Actually, one of the things you helped give feedback on in our earliest prototypes was the custom negotiated deals. So basically, on our platform, there's a marketplace. You can see a selection of content. If the content owner has set their terms ahead of time, for you, it's just a couple clicks and you can get the rights, you get the stem pack, you get your full 7-page contract, and you don't need to worry about lawyers. But as the content owner, you have a nice interface where you can set the usage terms. Like, who do you want to get access to your content? How would you like them to engage with it? Do you want to have approval over everybody that uses it or not? And just very simple, couple clicks, and now your contracts are ready to go, and you can trust that Skio is here to make sure that your rights are protected, but that we're giving you the ability to actually distribute your content in a creator community that respects copyright. And the idea is that if an artist from their bedroom in Sweden wants to remix your track, why should you pay $500 an hour for a lawyer to make a contract for you?
Yeah,
You know,
totally. And I mean, lawyers, like, the actual agreement between artists is usually so simple. It's just like, yeah, okay, so we'll give you, like, this advance or not. We'll give you, this percentage of royalties or not, and blah, blah, blah. And it's usually something that you could express just verbally, but to
yeah,
translate that into lawyerese, which is like English, but not quite exactly the same language, it's a whole thing. And it's like you're essentially paying a lawyer to translate your normal, like, agreement that you'd have with a person into this, like, lawyerese language. And it's so cool the way that you guys have just made this web form that you can fill out, and it just, like, translates it. There's no, like, sneaky wordings or anything in there, and they're not going to, like, own your pictures of you until you die or whatever. So you hear all these horror stories in the music industry where
I mean,
people can't even use their own name. Like, it's
totally. I think you bring up a really good point, which is like they're very simple agreements. It's how many times do you even just give your stems to a friend and just say, sure, make a remix.
often.
If you like it, then let's figure out what we're gonna do with it. And it's usually okay. I want to get it by this day because we're planning to release that content. I'll give you this much ownership, or I'll pay you this much for the remix if we go ahead with it. And how many versions are you going to deliver? Which platforms, or do you want to have the rights to share this on? Those types of agreements on our platform, it takes 2 minutes to fill out. And like you said, you trust that it's there, that it's correct, that you're protected, and you don't need to worry about getting taken out of your creative process. You can literally throw up a work in progress, set your terms, and you'll see how many hundreds of producers, if it's inspiring content, if there's a good vocal or a good bass line and somebody wants to use it, you'll see, how that allows somebody else to take that, breathe new life into it, create with it. And we track that spread. The whole point of Skio is that we want to make sure that people are getting credit, that attribution follows the content, and that it's not just royalty-free stem packs, that I'm taking your bass lines and your snares and your samples and making songs, and nobody even knows that you are the one who created it. You're not getting any credit, let alone money from it. And we all know as musicians, we're not in this for money, but we do need to be able to support ourselves.
Yep.
So
You can't eat respect.
exactly. It's very important to us that there is a future for creators, that there's an industry where they can continue to support themselves. You yourself have done an amazing job of bringing revenues in from all kinds of different streams.
Yeah, you got to do lots of different stuff. You can't just do gigs. You'll be eating toothpaste sandwiches.
Yeah. It sounds like it's a little bit of experience talking, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, I had to figure it out. I mean, when I was in Toronto, it was really difficult to make a living as a musician because it's like Canada, it's like a big country, but it's like this strip of cities, and they're all so geographically far apart. Like to go from Toronto heading west, like the next city that you could really do a big show in would be like Winnipeg, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like 2 days drive from Toronto west. And there's like literally there's this gap, So touring was kind of difficult, but I would end up making these kind of different agreements with other artists where I would be, mentoring them or helping people with mix downs or helping people finish tracks or whatever, and really, being able to kind of connect to the rest of the creative economy outside of just gigs was what enabled me to first be like, okay, well, maybe I don't need a job. Like maybe I can, just kind of figure it out and start doing all these little things. And that kind of like led towards the workshops and the templates and samples and everything. But it's really like kind of learning to see these other sorts of opportunities and really like diversifying your system of income streams that is going to help a lot of those of you out there who are like, aspiring producers to be able to to actually give a go of doing it professionally, because we all need money to live and make our payments and stuff. And if you're spending, any time out of the studio is, time lost in a way in terms of your musical goals. Like, I mean, my musical goals, yeah, it's like I want to play big shows, blah blah blah. But my musical goals really are in the studio. It's creating, and it's being able to express myself and go just like further down the rabbit hole of becoming who you are. That it's just that's really when I am like living the dream in my mind. It's in the studio, and I love tools like Skio. It's helping people to actually be able to generate income from their studio. So I really, I commend you for your efforts to make this thing cool. Okay.
Just on that note, real quick,
Yeah.
I just want to say I took a look the other day, Dylan, and do you know that you were like the 28th account ever created on Skio?
Woohoo!
And right now we're about to hit 50,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
Coming up quickly. So, and what's really exciting is that even in this contest that we're running, a lot of the partners that you brought in, and to your credit, I mean, I brought some partners, but there's $16,000 worth of prizes.
Yeah, it's a lot of prizes. I'm really excited.
The network that you've built up, and Skio is here to help build those types of networks for artists like you. And what you've done is shown exactly how powerful that is. If people win this contest, they could get scholarships to music courses that are going to help develop their skills.
Yeah.
That's worth more than $16,000 right there. If you can learn how to make more music faster, better, and get what's in your head out, that right there is the win that Skio is hoping for most.
I'm really excited. And just for those of you, like I saw someone here had a hashtag sponsorship in the thread here. And I just want to make sure that we're totally clear about everything. All of the sponsorship that I've gotten for this remix contest, I'm not taking any money from any of these companies at all.
Yeah, they're donating.
What I'm doing is getting these companies that I believe in, these people that I work with, to donate really sick prizes so that whoever wins, they get to receive all of the benefits of the sponsorship. So this is really just a way for like this live stream. This is not. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm taking time out of my day to do this because I believe in Skio, and I think Skio is really cool, and I believe in this remix contest, and I think it's really cool, and I believe that whoever the winner of this remix contest is deserves the sickest prize pack ever. So that's why I've gotten to get these sponsors, and that's why I'm taking time to do these different like get to know this or that sponsors, because I believe that all of these websites and all these people and all these gear manufacturers are all people that you as musicians need to get to know about. And also I make tutorials for my website producerdj.club, but I also watch tutorials like crazy. And Tom Cosm, Machine Tutorials, Mr. Bill, and Warp Academy are like cream of the crop, So I really, I believe that the education that whoever our winner receives from those places is the best the internet has to offer. So that's why I got them to sponsor my remix contest. All right, here, let's go see what we got here for other, let's see if we got any more questions.
We got Gary Bannon. I want to give a shout out to Gary. That I told you earlier this week, we saw a show in Vancouver over the weekend that had a lot of local artists playing some tracks and throwing down some sets on a nice PK sound system for the sleep show. And Gary, he's one of the contestants in the contest, G-Dubs, and I heard his Illgates remix played out live, and
that's so sick.
It fucking bangs. There's going to be some heavy competition once we get into the judging period here.
Yeah, the Unsung Heroes remix competition was crazy stiff, man. Like there was some fire in that remix contest. Like we got over 500 remixes back, and the winners of the remix contest, they're I'm in contact with all of them like all the time. Like Grid Division, constantly getting tunes from him, and Rebel Rouser. He's on KJ's label right now. He's like killing it. Yeah, I don't know if he's watching, but that guy Rebel Rouser, you got to check him out. Uh, and then also, the like Aki, he does the music for Lucent Dossier. They're like this crazy like Cirque du Soleil type like
Yeah.
bass music experience in LA, and he ended up doing really well in the competition too. And he put out a record on KJ's label Impossible afterwards, and went out to be like the number one in breaks on Beatport for like ever. It's stayed at number one for so long. But yeah, Ahi's really great. So these people, like, this is a headhunt here. I'm looking for people from my new label, Produce the Dojo, and we're looking for, I want tracks that I can play out in my sets, and I'm headhunting for the label. So
I
yeah,
think I just want to touch on that real quick.
yeah, go
Uh,
for it.
I think one of the things I'm most excited for is to find some talent that we can connect with the label and create some real opportunities and follow up with them so that they continue to be able to get releases, get exposure. Your label benefits, the artist benefits, Skio benefits. It's these win-win-win situations that we love to create. We've been doing this with other labels, and we've seen some of the guys that won the contest and got released a year ago are still getting follow-up releases. They're getting booked for shows, and I think that this is a perfect case where not only does the winner of this contest have an amazing prize pack of music classes and gear, but there's an opportunity to get officially released on your brand new label. And that label, Producer Dojo, is designed to showcase new talent. So
Exactly.
it's a perfect fit. We're looking for the young, hungry, talented producers who can crank out quality remixes that Dylan can play live, that are going to have a broad appeal, that are going to have a unique and creative twist on the original. And I think if you guys are out there watching and also thinking about entering this contest, think about what really you're trying to put forward here. And I don't know, Dylan, we haven't really spoken about this, but we've done these things like live feedback sessions, and it might be interesting.
Yeah, we could potentially do some of that because I mean there's 50 days, so
Exactly.
hopefully I'll have some acoustic treatment by then. I
Yeah.
got the, I got the panels, but I'm waiting for the two-sided tape still.
Oh man, I
Like,
messed up my parents' basement so bad, gluing Orlex foam.
oh
over.
no!
Yeah, oh my god, I don't even want to tell you.
All right, word. Well, here, if any of you have any questions for either Omri or I, please chime in the chat room. Oh, there's a request to play the song. Yeah, I could do that. It's my track "Flying." It's a pretty fun one. Yeah, I will play the track at the end here. But yeah, the song is called "Flying" and it's track one off of my new album, "Terminally Ill." And you can check it out on my SoundCloud. If you go to soundcloud.com/ill-gates, you will be able to get my track and check it out there. There's also, if you go, I linked in the chat on Facebook, and I'm going to go fire it out on the YouTube chat. I linked the link to the remix contest. It is Skio, skiomusic.com/r/y5u. It's a nice little short link. Yeah, definitely go check it out. YouTube's not letting me do. Oh, Robbie Seaman, first contest he entered. Nice. What up, Robbie Seaman? DJ Pasha, shout outs. Okay, cool. All right, so any of you have any questions, please chime in, and I will do my best to answer them. Let's see if we got any questions over on the old book face. Any info on the new label? Yes. Okay. So basically, those of you out there who are familiar with what I do know that in addition to writing music and touring and all that, I am training producers. It's just something that I kind of have always done throughout my career, and it has grown alongside my career as a producer. And I really dig it. I love just helping people make music. It's just something that comes natural to me. It's something that I'm good at. And over the years, it's kind of grown and grown and grown until I basically have squad of really sick producers that I've trained. That the first batch of which I called the Class of 808. So I put out a compilation called the Class of 808 that you can also check out on my SoundCloud. And many of these producers are killing it. Like they're out playing shows now. They're traveling, getting gigs. Really, they're making a big difference. Like Mindset and Matter both are like fire. You got to check them out. Um, and then Mitch Brady also from Montana, he's really killing it. But anyway, so I did this Class of 808 compilation, and people really liked it, and like, fans would be requesting some of my tracks sometimes. Like I'd see them at shows, they'd be like, "Oh, you got to play like Recognize, or you got to play Chroma, or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, sick! Like this is really cool." So after that, I kind of got thinking, and I was like, "Man, it's so great to actually see some of these guys like starting to become successful." And then I was kind of like, you know what? I think there's probably like, if I want to get people to check out like my teaching and my workshops and stuff, there's not really any kind of better promotion than having students who are successful and showing people like how good these guys are getting, and girls, these guys and girls are getting. So that was when I was like thinking, I was like, okay, well, I have my website, producerdj.com, which has like morphed into producerdj.club, where I train people, and producerdj.market, where I just sell like templates and sample packs. But after that morphed, I was like, okay, well, I need a Producer DJ label, but Producer DJ as a label didn't sound that cool. So I was like, I'm gonna add two O's, and it will be Producer Dojo. Because that kind of says what it is a bit more. So basically, the idea with the label, I'm not taking any of the money from the label. Dov from Muti Music, he runs the label that I'm currently on. He is going to be managing the label, and basically 50% of the money is going to go to the upkeep of the label, and 50% of the money is going to go to the artist. It's just like right down the middle, And yeah, any money made is just going to be invested right back in the label. And yeah, I'm just basically trying to hustle and make my students as successful as possible. So Matter has a full-length release ready, an EP ready. Mitch Brady has an EP ready. Mindset has a few tracks ready that are looking pretty good. Spiderhound has enough for an EP. So there's definitely going to be more Class of 808 compilations, and definitely a lot more releases on Producer Dojo. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I think, first of all, props to you and Dove for making a label that's not. You guys have to understand, he's not trying to make money from this. This label is purely to promote new artists. We need more people doing that kind of stuff. So if I had the time, I'd be starting new labels just for that purpose. And I really thank you for that. I hope that Skio and Producer Dojo can have a relationship.
Oh, totally.
We're finding new talent, and you guys are one of the places that they get showcased. And who knows where that can grow into. But I think one of the things that was really blew me away when we sat down at Shambhala earlier last year was when I met some people who were performing at Shambhala, who are now, one of the guys is actually a partner on this contest. He's got a music production school, and he was telling me how he started off earlier on in his career. He was learning from you. And when I sat down to talk to you, you were telling me about how you today learn from him.
Yep.
And that's very reciprocal. That's a perfect use case of how you're teaching students, and then students are learning from you, and they're becoming teachers for other students. And the whole thing is about sharing knowledge, sharing skills, creating opportunities. And, I think that's something that we don't see enough of today. So props to you guys for doing that. I'm glad Skio is a part of this journey, and yeah. I'm really excited to be able to find some diamonds and polish them up and show the world what we've got.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. And then just for those of you listening out there, he was referring to Vespers, who is a very, very talented artist from Vancouver. I guess he's from Victoria, but he's one of my first students, and he has gone on to create Warp Academy. He has his own like super kick-ass training camp over in Victoria. I think they just got a brick and mortar. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, we're gonna interview him really, really soon, and yeah, should be pretty good, man. I'm like super, super excited for the future and for this remix contest. Okay. Okay. Oh, David Listerda asked if I plan on doing anything with Knife Party or Pendulum. Well, I would love to. I mean, KJ is definitely right in there, so we'll see what the future holds. No immediate plans, but KJ, I think is on tour with Pendulum right now. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Oh, we got a guest. We got a guest. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Um,
Like you can see the link in their
Oh
joint.
yeah, I think they can see like, yo, we can't hear you though. We can't hear you. Yes, we got a party crasher.
What's up? Way to
Hey,
try.
how's it going? Who we got over here? What's up? Welcome. Do you have anything to say to everybody now that you're on the air?
No.
Mostly giggling. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, here, I'll let you stick around as long as you're not disruptive. Okay. Cool. All right. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay. Oh, all right. Any other questions here? Oh, can't wait to see Atlantic City. Yeah, Atlantic City, man. Friday. It's going to be the biggest Illgate set ever. Lots of new stuff. Going to be direct support for Bass Nectar. I got a special surprise vocalist coming. And in addition to my album Terminally Ill, I have an entire other album that is also finished. So I'm going to be showcasing some of the tracks off my new album, as well as off of Terminally Ill and some other stuff that I don't even know when it's going to come out. But yeah, lots of new tracks, and it's going to be a big set, man. I mean, that Bass Atlantic party is going to be crazy. I think it's probably, I don't know how many. I think the capacity is like in the 10,000 range. Like it's really, I think it's like a lot of humans. You know, I mean, it's a Bass Nectar gig. They're always pretty epic. So yeah, so that should be pretty cool. Definitely looking forward to seeing you guys there. Here, let's check out any other feedback on the YouTube. Oh, SetMYC asked, what's the live streaming audio video card you use to stream? Okay, right now I'm not using that card. I'm using an app because I don't have all my streaming stuff is still in San Francisco. I'm getting it when I go back after the Atlantic City gig. But here, the app that I'm using right now to do all the audio mixing is called Loopback. It's this app here, and I've just set it to record the audio output of Firefox, right? And then I'm recording that into OBS here, and I'm mixing that with my built-in microphone. But when I'm streaming at home, or well, on my other streaming setup, this is home now, I gotta start thinking of it as home. I use a HDMI capture card from Blackmagic, and then a little Yamaha mixer to mix the microphone and the audio from the computer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, Robbie Seaman says that Flying is his favorite track for me. Yeah, so I think my favorite Gates track too. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, TXT Man 23 is going to be at the show too. Very stoked. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a quick run through of the track. I'm going to go over to Skio here, and I guess we'll play you out by showing the track in question. But Omri, do you have any parting words for any of our remixers or any?
Did we manage? Can you guys hear it now? Did we get the mic working?
Oh yeah, we got your mic working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome.
Wicked.
Welcome.
Yeah, sorry we could have jumped in there. We saw the thing up there and we were kind of like, hey, does that mean that we can go in there too? Or?
Apparently it does. Apparently it does.
Yeah, anyways, good to have thanks for having us in and not kicking us out right away. That's pretty awesome.
Of course. As long as you guys are well behaved, it's all good.
Funny enough, we're actually, we were just working on the remix competition.
Yay!
Yeah, we went on to listen to the original and be like, are we too close to the original or not? And then I was like, oh, hey, he's live. Clicked on that, and then
here we are.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
Sweet, awesome. So why don't you tell the people who you are?
We're Dimetic Music. We're from St. John's, Newfoundland.
Yeah.
And
wicked.
Yeah.
Way up in the Far East.
Yeah.
Of Canada.
We're just two bass house producers, and I don't know, try to make it happen, kind of thing. You know how it is.
Very cool. Well, okay, cool. How do you spell your artist name? Like you gotta.
It's actually in the chat. It's DIEMETIC.
DIEMETIC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hang on. DIEMETIC.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can Google it, YouTube it, it's on SoundCloud. We're there.
Okay, cool. Here, I'm trying to get your SoundCloud page up here. Okay, yeah, soundcloud.com/Dimetic. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty short name to have the URL for. Good job coming up with names, guys. It's always
Thanks.
hard to find something nice and short and simple.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's actually funny enough. It's a combination of both our names because mine is Dynamics and his is a Medic.
Yeah.
So we just took the end and the beginning of those two and put them together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I'll give you guys a follow. Got a new follow.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Legend.
Yes, fortune favors the bold.
Thank you. Guys.
All right, cool. So, do you have any questions for Omri or I, or anything about the remix competition or about Skio music? Anything to add?
Actually, I kind of had a question about how you guys judge like your contests. So, like, obviously, we've entered like a couple remix competitions, and it's always like sometimes it's like you never really win kind of thing. Like, you know how like those things kind of stack. So, how do you guys do the judging like from your end? Like, do you go through all of them? Because like
Let me take this.
You got this one? Okay, cool.
I've been meaning. I'm thinking of writing a big post for Skio to explain this because we get this question all the time. So thank you for asking it. Basically, the most important thing you have to understand about our communities, it's not a popularity contest. We're looking for the best quality.
Yeah.
We listen to every single remix. We have A&Rs. One of them is sitting right beside me right now. Why don't you say hello, Dan?
Hey, hi, Dan.
We're sitting in our studio. We listen to every single remix. We try to be as subjective as possible. We're looking for creativity, use of stems. So you have to have some portion of the original, but we don't want it to sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
Obviously.
A general quality check on the mix down, the mastering, the audio quality itself, because a lot of times guys like Dylan are busy, and if they want to release it, they don't have time to go back and remaster and remix things. But that being said, sometimes the idea is all you need to really win. And if we hear a remix that we believe has potential, we put it in a short list. And our A&Rs go through hundreds and hundreds of remixes and narrow down to about 40 to 60 of the top ones, send it over to the label and the artist, and then they're the ones that will pick the final ones. And we do a lot of back and forth on what we think would be the best fit for a lot of different reasons. And I think in this particular contest, you heard some comments if you tuned in earlier about what Dylan is looking for from the winners, right? Having something that he can play out in his sets. So you guys got to think about who is the contest for, what label is hosting it, and what are they actually looking for? What do they release on that label? Just because you make an amazing minimal tech house track doesn't mean that the label is a minimal tech label. It's not, and I think that's really important. So thank you for asking your question. The other thing I really want to mention on Skio, you can submit your remix as many times as you want until the date closes. And that's so that you can actually post your remix, hopefully get feedback from other artists in the community, get feedback from us, from Dylan and myself during a live feedback session, from other producers, other engineers, and improve the quality of your submission and keep dialing it until you feel that it's the best thing you could have done and submit it. And don't feel bad if you didn't win. We know that musicians put everything into this stuff, and you have to understand, if you're going to succeed as an artist, you can't be in a silo. You can't be in your basement by yourself. Some of the most talented people in the world are sitting in a basement right now making music, not sharing it with people. So the most important thing I think you can do is keep your ideas going and post it and share it and get feedback and try to learn how you can either make what you really feel or make what you think is really going to win. And it's even better if those two line up.
Very good answer. And
also,
then
Dylan, this is more so tailored to you. I just want to say a personal thank you to you and KJ. Funny enough, the reason me and him actually started working together is because we did a remix of your the track that came out at Impossible Records.
Oh, Unsung Heroes. Yes, for the other remix contest. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Actually, it was the track was so bad.
Yeah, we were very good.
It was horrible. So
well, I listened to it. I listened to every one of them.
Yeah,
awesome.
You probably looked at it and be like, "Why did they even submit this?"
There was a lot. There was a lot of remix contests. There are a lot of remixes back for that contest. But yeah, I am going to listen to every single one of these. And just in terms of what I'm looking for music that I can play out live, and also tracks that are going to be, so just over the top sick that
Yeah.
they're gonna really they're gonna be something that I can brag about. I want them because I don't really brag about my own music very much because it just feels weird. But I love bragging about my students' music. That is fun. So I'm literally looking for something that I can really show off and be like, this is the shit. Like, look at these up and coming artists. Get your head out from under a rock. Like, this is what's up. Like, I'm looking for up and coming artists with the potential to grow and blow up.
Well,
So
hopefully you like Bass House.
yeah, I like all kinds of music, man. I mean, I love Dirty Bird. I grew up in San Francisco and stuff, and F Word. I love F Word. I like all kinds of big stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I mean, if you've seen one of my sets, the genres are like coming thick and fast. Like it's not like I do one thing. So yeah, I'm really excited to hear your remix as well as all the other remixes. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to continue doing some more of these live streams and see if I can focus on some of the other people who are donating to the prize pack. So yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to see here. Okay, so Jason Solomon says, it's not all about winning. Last remix comp, Bill Gates and KJ Saka threw for Unsung Heroes. I made a remix of Buddy Mine. We didn't win top 3, but we got contacted about 2 weeks later about signing it to Impossible Records in the top 10 album. Whether you get first place or not, your music is always heard. Thank you, Jason Solomon. I really appreciate that comment. Lots of love. Oh, Craig Etheridge is uploading his remix now. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yes. Oh, we got. Brandon McLowry asked, "Is that Ciroc?" No, it's actually just a glass bottle with filtered water in it. It was some bottle of wine that was not particularly good that I mostly bought because I wanted a nice thick glass bottle to drink my water out of when I'm producing. So yeah, that's what I'm drinking. You got to stay hydrated, man. You got to stay hydrated. And I find if you have like a nice big glass of water next to your big bottle of water next to your studio desk, you end up staying much more hydrated. But yeah. Because your brain, you need to ensure optimal brain functioning, and water is a big part of that. Cool. All right. Let's see if there's any other questions. DJ Pasha. He was okay. I will follow you on YouTube. Yes. I will follow you on YouTube. I'll go check out your YouTube, Mr. Robbie Seaman. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. I think that's it for all the questions in the chat room. So I'm going to switch over to Skio so everybody here can check out Skio. There's Skio, and I am going to play the track. Wow, look at all these cool remixes. Oh, there's DJ. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play DJ Pasha's remix because he was so excitable. So I'll play mine and then I'll play DJ Pasha's because he's been jumping up and down in the chat room. So, all right. So yes, 50 days to remix this song. Here we go. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Lots of love, everybody. Happy remixing.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Yeah, you got audio? Is that working?
That's the original mix. Here we go. Here's the DJ Pasha remix. Very cool. Big up DJ Pasha on the remix. There's so many amazing remixes. This is going to be great. I'm very, very excited. But yeah, it's a big remix contest. Look at all that stuff you can win. To be on the album, you get a membership and produce a DJ, plugin alliance, 100% bundle, pro bundle from Warp Academy, pro producer bundle. There's a bundle from Isotope. There's hardware from KMI, Subpack, Lander, machine tutorials, Mr. Bill's Tunes, Producer Social, Tom Kaza, and then you get merch in a 1-hour call where I will give you music training or advice or whatever you like. Whoa, curveball. Word up. So that was one of the remixes from DJ Pasha. Shouts out Robbie Seaman. Lots of love, brother. All right, yo. So I think I'm gonna head out. I gotta go get back to annoying my new neighbors. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody who's entered the remix contest so far. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. Can't wait to find out who our winner is. And thank you, Omri, for taking time out of managing Skio, which I'm sure keeps you quite busy. So thanks a lot, man. It's good to have you here.
Thank you, man.
All right. Lots of love, everybody. Happy remixing. Can't wait to hear what you come up with. Peace.